Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for this day and thank you for our beautiful county. Please guide our hearts and minds as we make our decisions today. Help us to work together and encourage each other to excellence. We ask this in the name of the Lord. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first order of business for a motion to approve the minutes for February 2nd, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Approval of bills, Commissioner Coates.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll start with accounts payable, which total $954,572.70. Payroll this cycle is $340,523.40. To the 911 account, the bills total $25,771.48. CDBG account has one check for $3,624. The Act 137 account has a check for $558.60. Move a motion to pay these bills.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Treasury report, Treasurer Griffin.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is the Treasurer's Report covering the period from 2/1 through 2/14/2023. We have a general account starting balance of $6,270,100.35. Total debits of $481,423.71. Treasurer's Office agrees with the bills as read by Commissioner Postal. Ending balance in the general account is $5,456,427.96. Various other ending balances for the period are liquid fuels at $324,092.80, Act 89, $506,000.37, 911 telephone account, the balance of $485,025.09, LEPC, $23,121.79, local use fund, $611,080.33, and finally, capital reserve with a balance of $5,249,218.67. That's it.
Any questions? Is there a motion to accept the Treasurer's report?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Meetings and events, Commissioner Postal.
I haven't yet, but I will give that list to the chief clerk for minutes.
Commissioner Coates.
I've provided my list to the chief clerk, and I'd like to welcome Alan Epp and Michaela Bodley from MCTV here today. Thank you for filming.
I too will have a list. Public comment. Okay, under new business, Human Services Director Allison Fisher is going to give an annual report.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about the good things that our department has done over the last year. This is something we put together each year as a report for the commissioners in both counties, and it's just a good opportunity to talk about all of the good programs we have going on in the community that really do help out. So the first thing I'd like to point out, I'm not going to go through the entire report, the commissioners have that, just some highlights. Last year we did bring in 20 grants, which were a total of over $1.7 million for the county. Those grants allow us to do different programs that typically general fund money wouldn't allow. So it's a really good opportunity to do a lot of good programs. Our office, our mission is to initiate, collaborate, and build, and we do that around the program areas of income, health, and education. And so some of the programs that we have to address the issues of income are around housing stability and financial literacy. And so those programs are serving a lot of folks. The one that I'd just like to highlight is a partnership that we have with Tri-County Drug and Alcohol, in order to provide housing stability and case management to clients that they've identified at being at risk of sobriety because of housing issues. And so the last 2 years we have had 100% success with the enrollees in those programs, keeping them housed for safe and stably housed for at least 6 months. And this isn't in the report, but we just found out one of the women that we housed 2 years ago, who has maintained for those the 18 months on her own, just let us know that they're purchasing a home. So that was really a great part of that program, and we hope to see more success with that. We also work with our Veterans Affairs offices in both counties to assist veterans through grant funds, both with housing stability and also partnering with our local CARS program to provide transportation for veterans as well through those grant dollars. So the collaboration that we do with other departments and agencies in our communities really does allow us to leverage these grant funds to do some really amazing things with resources that we have in our community in terms of human capital, but needing some of the financial capital to really expand those programs. So that's really been a success. Energy Bank, again, another collaboration with a local agency through United Way, that we provide heating assistance for folks in our community. And there is not an income guideline with that program. So we found out many years ago that, especially for our elderly, they may have pensions or Social Security that add up to be just a little bit too much for the LIHEAP program or other assistance programs, but it's certainly not enough to heat a home, pay their medical bills and their taxes. And so this is a local fundraise program that really, again, helps folks who are truly in need. We just did the fundraiser for that. We did have an increase from last year. Again, just so proud of this community and how they come out to support one another. And I think that Walk for Warmth in partnership with United Way is a great way to showcase that. Right now we have, I think, a little over $8,000 that we've raised in that fund. And Colette Hartzler at the United Way tells me money's still coming in. So not too late. I'm going to put a plug in for United Way for folks to make their donations through the United Way to that really amazing program. New this year also, we partnered with the Juniata County Children and Youth Program in order to house aging out of foster care youth. So we do hope to see expansion with that program. Just started, so I don't really have a lot of numbers on that, but we are collecting data to show how that program's been working. We also work around issues of food security, and I'm really proud of my staff on this program on how much they've been able to do, even with some limited resources there. Numbers have been down in terms of folks accessing the food pantry this year because of all the assistance that was available through the ARPA Act for folks directly. But we are already starting, we had a meeting 2 weeks ago with that group, and we are already starting to see a climb in numbers there again. So just a reminder to the community that we do, as part of the work that we do around food security, on the county website under the Human Services Department, there is a link to food calendars that my staff put together and put up each month. So it lists all of the food pantry distribution sites that are in the community, and then also Robin has churches that report into her on the free meals that they're doing, and we add those to the calendar so that folks can really try to stretch those food dollars and be able to utilize their funds for other things. We do have numbers in the report that we get from Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. We partner with them to make sure that we're getting the best amount of dollars possible for the money that we use. So I think it's about 18 cents a pound right now we're able to get food. And last year in Mifflin County, we had nearly 400,000 pounds of food purchased through that program. So again, that's pretty substantial, and there's a lot of food resources happening there. We also are an information and referral conduit for the community. We do a lot of work just to make sure we're diverting when we can. That's really a new catchphrase that we're starting to hear in the community and from the state in terms of what they're looking to do. I think as dollars are starting to dry up through the Rescue Act, they're starting to figure out that we have to do things a little differently. We've always been doing that here in Mifflin County in terms of trying to divert and collaborate, and we'll continue to do that. So that's my report. Any questions?
Allison, there's a lot in there.
There is a lot in
Too
there.
much to get into now. Is that scanned and put on the website? Can it be?
It's not, but it could be, yes. I'll get up
Anybody
with,
wants to dig into?
it's a great idea, Rob. Yeah, I'll talk to MIS about putting that on our department page.
That program you talked about that you started in Juliana County for the aging out of foster care, that's something that could be done in Mifflin County.
We actually already do something like that here. It's a little different because we do have a housing authority here in Mifflin County. Juniata County does not. So several years ago, we did actually partner with the Mifflin County Housing Authority and Children and Youth here to look at the vouchers that come out of the federal government. And we actually just had our first one that was a successful application for that. So we do already do that here, it's just a little bit different process.
All right, and that, you mentioned 20 grants for 1.7 million for the benefit of the public. Is that pretty typical, or is that more than usual?
The year before that, I think we had about 3 million, but that included the ARPA money, so it's hard to tabulate that.
Compare that with pre-ARPA.
Pre-ARPA, it's about typical, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a proclamation, April 2023 is Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging. Mr. Postal.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll read this proclamation. Whereas the month of April 2023 recognized as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month, and the initiative sponsored by Pennsylvania 811, a utility notification information center with over 50 years of continuous service to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And whereas Pennsylvania 811 received over 1 million excavation notifications in 2022 and transmitted approximately 6.8 million notifications to their member facility owners and operators, allowing essential utility and construction crews to provide vital underground services and repair of critical infrastructure to communities throughout Pennsylvania. And whereas when contacting 811 at least 3 business days before digging, a homeowner or a contractor is connected to a unique service that notifies the appropriate underground utility operators in the municipality in which the work will be performed. And whereas by notifying 811 of their intent to dig, the homeowner or contractor is knowingly helping to protect the underground utilities themselves, the work crew, and their neighbors from any unsafe digging practices within their community. And whereas upon receiving the notification from Pennsylvania 811, the facility owners and operators disperse to the said work site to mark the appropriate location of their underground utility lines with flags, paint, or both, to establish an 18-inch tolerance zone of the outside wall or edge of their line or facility. Now therefore be it resolved that Mifflin County, in support of Pennsylvania Underground Utility Line Protection Law, Pennsylvania Act 287 of 1974 as amended, we do hereby proclaim April 2023 as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month, and encourage all Pennsylvanians to visit the Pennsylvania 811 website at www.pa1call.org for information about digging safely. Proclaimed the 16th day of February 2023, Commissioner Sunderland, Postal, and Coach.
Motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have a request for exoneration of 2020 delinquent real estate taxes and relieve Kathy Whistle, Tax Claim Bureau Director, for collecting these taxes. Parcels located in Granville Township, and mobile home to demolish in October of 2021. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Tax claim 2023 fees and costs. The motion is approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Chairman, do we know if this, was there any increase in the fees and costs? I know there was a motion that approved, I'm just asking a question. I don't know if anybody's here that can answer that.
I believe it's just for postage.
There's postage.
Yes.
again, we approved the motion, so I'm not going to change it. I'm just curious. Thank you.
We have change order number 1 for the HVAC system construction project at the prison with Linnell Incorporated to replace valves, piping, and hangers, an increase of $32,525. Plant Director Lonnie Griffin.
Morning. So, the HVAC project at the prison started a few weeks ago. In the early stages of it, they were going to work in the basement where all the air handlers are. And upon discovery of pulling the insulation away from the piping, that there was a lot of the hangers that are rooted into the copper piping, which now if you would do that project, you would not be allowed to use steel on copper. But once that was discovered, we spent a few days trying to figure out how bad it was and how much would need to be replaced. And this is a change order to have all that work done now while they're here to prevent a problem down the road. And the cost of that's $32,525.
Any questions?
And this was discovered when we started the project.
Correct. Well, the piping has this preformed insulation around the pipes. So when a lot of the contractors came in, none of them knew that this would be a problem. But once it was discovered, we have to deal with the issues. So.
Okay. So motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have approval to proceed with an agreement for the Minot Township Mill Road T338 bridge repair. Okay.
Okay, so this is a local bridge in Mifflin Township that they had put in a request for help. This would be through our local use tax. It's part of the project or the program, and so they're receiving a lot of their inspection reports, and they're starting to do on-site visits. And this bridge was discovered to be deficient, and they're asking for a request to help them with the bridge, and this would be to enter into an agreement with them. The total cost of the bridge replacement is estimated at $51,005. There will be a 10% match from the municipality, and the remainder would come out of the local bridge fund. And I would just add real quick before you make this approval, this is a lot of the local municipalities have gotten this year's round of inspection reports. So if municipalities are watching this or read this and they're looking for requests for help, you can contact the county commissioners for consideration.
I'll just point out there's been some discussion about bridges because of those inspection reports throughout Pennsylvania. There's been a couple of editorials in the paper about that. I just wanted to note that past commissioners and this board of commissioners has taken this on prior to that big issue in Pittsburgh and other places, so we're taking a proactive.
I believe we have 12 bridges completed to date, so it's been very effective.
We want every deficient bridge in Mifflin County fixed, brought up to standards. Thank you.
Okay. Motion to approve.
Vote.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Monica. We have award notification for the Razzle Mojo grant for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, in the amount of $154,003. Jamie?
Good morning. This RASA VOJO grant award notification is just for a continuation of the current services that we provide for adults and juveniles of criminal acts.
Questions?
Is this any more than last year?
Not much. It's about the same.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We have an application for the VOTE grant for the period October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024, in the amount of $63,021.
This grant is again a continuation of our previous VOCA funding grant. It is to support the provision of direct services to crime victims. The benefits are increasing coping skills, enhance knowledge regarding traumatic impact of criminal victimization, and the restoration of safety and security, and the fostering of self-development and empowerment through healing.
Question? Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have bids for the Phase 1 Walnut Street sidewalk CDBG project. Al, do we have specialists on the floor?
Thank you. This is a project that was recently rebid. It was bid over last fall and late last summer, and bids came in higher than anticipated, and bids were rejected at that point in time. The project was redesigned a little bit, and it was rebid here recently. These are the results of the rebid. Low bidder was Big Rock Paving LLC at $109,680, and we received 8 bids that ranged from that figure to $215,690. The engineer has reviewed the bids and is recommending approval for that bid for the award to Big Rock Paving LLC in the amount of $109,680. I'm asking you to approve the chairman to sign all the required contracts after approved by the solicitor.
Okay.
That was a very good amount of bidders this time.
Yes, it was, yes. We think the time framing was good because contractors are now looking at scheduling for the summer and stuff like that.
So have we dealt with Big Rock Paving before?
No.
I thought that's
Yes.
And this is in Brown Township. Does Brown Township have to approve this too?
They already have, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We have a contract extension request from Bucard Warren for engineering services for the CDBG Brown Township Walnut Street sidewalks Phase 2 to be completed by April 16, 2023.
Okay, this is for phase 2 of the same project for the sidewalk extension or sidewalk replacement extension. Okay, so phase 1 was going from Reedsville Playground to the end of Walnut Street, and now we're going from Walnut Street to Main Street on only one side of the street. The original intent of doing this project was continue on right after the phase 1 project. Well, when we had the phase 1 bids come in as high as they did, we decided to put a hold on the engineering contract until we saw how phase 1 bids come in. Then we received the phase 1 bids where they were, and we were able to proceed. They decided to go ahead with the phase 2 engineering so we could get that project going hopefully later this summer. So the design for the project, what Bucard Warren has in their design is that they will be completed by April 16th of 2023, and then that doesn't include the construction phase, the engineering work and stuff. So that's just for design of the project. So I'm asking for your approval and for you allow the chairman to sign the extension request as presented by Bucard Warren.
So the prior one that we just did is for phase 1.
Yes.
And what would be the completion date on that? If that's the construction part.
Yes. They have 90 days or 120 days for construction, so it'll be.
Okay, so that's going on, and then there's phase 2.
Yes.
Which obviously didn't get to construction bidding yet because we've just increased time for the design of that.
Yes.
Right, so they were 16, I understand.
Actually, it was very good news when the bids came in where they did, because now we were able to. Phase 2 actually was in jeopardy based on the phase 1 bids. So since phase 1 came in where it did, we were able to proceed with phase 1 and proceed relatively quickly with phase 2 also. So that allows both areas to get completed, and will provide a nice sidewalk from Main Street in Reedsville, which was recently repaired under the streetscape project, the entire way out to the Reedsville playground and allow safe passage. And then future projects coming through that area, looking at coming back up the other side of Walnut Street and doing the other side of Walnut Street, which would be complete replacement of sidewalks on both sides, you know, to complete that area. So that's in the works down the road.
Okay. Thank you. For the motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution number 7 of 2023 on behalf of Brown Township Supervisors to approve budget modifications to the FFY 2020 CDBG program. CDBG Administrator Kathy Toll.
This resolution is to actually go along with the approval of the bids for Phase 1 of Walnut Street sidewalk. In order to fully fund it, we are still about $27,000 short. So Brown Township asked us to delete housing rehab funding in fiscal year 2020. And we originally had budgeted $42,412. We're going to move $27,000 of that into Phase 1. That will fully fund Phase 1 and allow us to complete that. Since Phase 1 bids still come in higher than originally budgeted, but not as high as the initial bids come in last fall, we also anticipate Phase 2 will come in higher than budget as well. So we're going to move the balance of the housing rehab funds at $15,412 into Phase 2. And that is expected to be constructed yet this year as well. If we have to move future years of funding around, we'll address that whenever Phase 2 bids come in. And Brown Township did approve this at their Monday meeting.
And the subject of housing rehab, that we're still having problems with getting contractors to do that work, right?
Yes, we are.
Anyone interested can contact your office.
Yes, yes, we welcome all contractors to reach out to us to check in to see how our program is. It's steady work. If you're looking for steady work that could be recession-proof, that will be us.
And a lot of the jobs are smaller jobs.
Yes.
So smaller contractors can handle it. That's a problem. I know it's throughout the Cedar region. I imagine it's through other regions as well. There's housing rehab money available for contractors to do work, but there's no interest of contractors participating in the program. So we'd like to see some increased effort there so we can get some of these rehabs completed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. For the motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. We have a quote summary reflecting the lowest price for new Vision Senior Net Equipment Program, amount $11,438.24. Yesterday.
This is a fair share project that the county, Brown, Derry, Granville Townships, and Lewistown Borough are contributing part of the CDBG CV funds. That is the coronavirus fundings under the original CARES Act funding. This project was presented to us in late 2020. It was approved in December of 2021. There's been multiple delays on New Vision's part. They're finally ready to go. This particular program will invite seniors and disabled adults to learn how to use computers, iPads, laptops, notebooks, all kinds of different things. They will anticipate holding their first class sometime this spring. The date yet is to be determined. They will have classes of 10 adults, and this will be a project that is going to continue. Our program agreed to fund 5 initial iPads from Apple. These are actually, this quote summary before you is the low bids for these particular items. These particular iPads total $2,245. They're looking to add 2 keyboards as well to those iPads for some individuals who need additional help with the keyboard for a total of $498. They also need a conference camera. They have selected the OWL conference camera. These classes are offered online, and then the conference camera will allow them to see the instructor online. There will be somebody in the classroom with them. The conference camera itself will be purchased through B&H Photo, Video, and Audio in the amount of $1,883.12. They're looking at some Samsung Galaxy tablets through Amazon. They're going to purchase a total of 4 of them. There were different colors available. One was $265.45. Then 3 more will be a total of $806.67. They're also looking at laptops. They're looking at 5 laptops from HP that are 15-inch in size, total $2,995, and 5 that are 17-inch in size at a total of $2,745. The quotes total $11,438.24. Again, this is a fair share project that is based on percentages. That's the total project. The grant award was $11,381. New Visions will pay the difference for the equipment. And this was a great project that everybody was able to work together. Everybody saw this was a really good project and approved the project, and we're now excited to finally purchasing the equipment and the whole process soon. Any questions?
Do they expect a good turnout for those classes?
They do. They do. They really saw the need early on through COVID. As everything was shutting down, they saw the seniors were supposed to be doing telehealth visits. They were struggling with that. We're a little late in the game, unfortunately, but we still see a need for this. And so this will help the seniors to be able to engage with technology and those with disabilities as well.
I think.
I think this is a good use of those funds.
It
The
is.
question I have is, these funds have been available for a while. Is there a termination when they need to be spent? I think we just approved it, but what's the
Yes.
latest?
The coronavirus funding through CDBG right now, these particular funds have to be closed out, spent, completely closed out by May 31st
May 31st
of this year.
Okay,
Yes.
so that ends that particular coronavirus program.
Yes, for this particular grant. We actually still have 2 other grants that are associated with that have an expiration of the end of the year. They're different projects.
It's the same money that we looked at for the school district,
Yes, for the
and that
laptops.
didn't work.
Yes, when that didn't work, we had to look for other projects, and this was the first project that we funded, and then we did some playgrounds and the HVAC equipment at the shelter services, the Lewistown Senior Center, and the Yeagertown Senior Center.
All right, motion to approve, Mr. Chair.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Ratification of the agreement for professional services between the County of Mifflin and the E Group Incorporated for the county engineers. A motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Authorize the chief clerk to place the advertisement for the alert ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Personnel. Rescind the transfers to Juan Long from part-time corrections officer to full-time corrections officer. Promotion of Hunter Beaver from part-time corrections officer to full-time corrections officer effective February 5th, 2023. Hiring of Jacob Yoder for children and youth caseworker effective February 6th, 2023. Promotion of Dwayne Kurtz from full-time corrections officer to corporal effective February 19th, 2023. Promotion of Matthew Lutz from part-time corrections officer to full-time corrections officer to corporal effective February 19th, 2023. The hiring of Reed Wyland for part-time 911 telecommunicator effective February 21st, 2023. And the hiring of Delilah Wildman for children and youth case aid effective February 27th, 2023. So motion to approve those personnel items.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. No further business? Adjourned.